and the knees underneath the hips. Let's start with a little bit of cat-cow movement here. Just to start to warm up the spine, tilting your head and your tailbone toward the ceiling. And then exhale, tuck your chin to the chest, round the upper back. Just keep moving with breath here, starting to bring ourselves into our senses. You've probably been working in meetings, on email, writing reports, doing all of those things that we do, the office work. And sometimes I think we forget that we have a body attached to this big old brain that we use. So starting to just feel your points of contact, feel the body breathe, noticing what's happening all around you. Let's take our right hand up, and then we're going to slide that hand underneath. Just take a thread the needle, little rotation in the spine. Press down into your left hand. Go ahead and reach up again. Exhale, slide it under. Let's do that one more time. Just moving with breath here. Inhale and exhale, rotating the spine. Staying in this position here, you're going to lift your left hand up and then slide it behind your back. Just taking on maybe a little bit deeper rotation. Knees are underneath the hips. And paying attention to how we're breathing here. Go ahead and release that left hand to the floor. Rise all the way back up. Come onto hands and knees. Lift your left hand. And slide the left hand underneath your right arm. Inhale, raise it up again. Exhale, slide it under. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, we're going to hold. You can come up onto your fingertips on the left hand, rotate through the spine, maintaining the stability of your hips here. Reach your right hand up and then just slide it behind your back, maybe tuck it in. Pressing that hand against your left thigh. Take one more breath and then release your right hand to the mat, left hand to the mat. Let's tuck our toes and lift our hips and make our way into our first downward facing dog. You can just pedal your feet here. Start to warm up your legs, backs of the legs here. Stretching through the feet. All right, on your next in-breath, we're just gonna shift our weight forward, coming into a plank position. And then as you exhale, we push it back, downward dog. Take just a couple more of those. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Good, take one more, shift forward, plank. And exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. From here, let's go ahead and just step our feet all the way through. Come into forward fold. And in your forward fold position, we're gonna hang heavy here. Just let your head release down toward the floor. Nice little ragdoll position. Pressing down into the feet, bring your hands to your hips, and we'll rise all the way up to standing in mountain pose. I want to walk through 3 rounds of sun salutation A. So we're going to just build a little bit of heat. It is cold outside, so we're going to build some heat. I like this side of my mat better. And in this sun salutation, we'll also add some cactus arms to open the chest and strengthen the back. All right, so inhale, reach those arms up high. Exhale, come down into your cactus arm position. Inhale, we reach up, and then exhale, we're going to swan dive down, fold forward. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet, and then from here, we're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back into our plank position. I'm going to show this first round from the knees. Feel free to take any option you like. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and make your way all the way down to the mat. We're going to roll those shoulders back, come into our cobra position. Engage those glutes, squeeze your butt muscles to protect your low back here. All right, let's take a child's pose. Just for our transition on this one, press your hips back toward your heels, reach out through your fingertips. And while we're here, go ahead and reach your hands off the mat over to the right side. Just come to your floor, your carpet, your tile, whatever you got underneath your mat, over to the right side of the mat, and then press your hips in the opposite direction. Walk the hands all the way back across. Press your hips. So we've got our hands on the left side of the mat. Hips are pressing toward the right side of the mat, really getting some nice opening through the side body here. And back to center. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, from here, you can step your feet to the top of the mat. Just take a stroll. Inhale, bring your hands to your thighs, rise halfway, lift. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, come down, cactus arms. Goalpost touchdown. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend your spine. Nice back extension, flat back. Strong core. Exhale, release and fold. Bring the hands to the outer edges of your feet. Step your right foot back and then your left. Take a deep breath in. Use the knees. Use that variation that we just did if you need to, or just stay all the way rigid down to the mat with the legs extended. Inhale, rise up, little cobra. Rolling those shoulders back, pressing your heart forward. Tuck the toes, press all the way back. Downward facing dog, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. You can step your feet to the top of the mat, or you can try to bend your knees and hop to the top of the mat. Either way, make your way to the top of the mat. Hands come to the thighs, rise halfway. Exhale, release and fold. Good. Inhale, rise to stand. Last one, exhale, halfway down, cactus arms. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale, swan dive down, fold forward. Inhale, hands to the thighs, extend the spine, strong back. Stable core. Exhale, fold forward. Bring those hands to the outer edges of your feet. Opportunity here if you want to hop back. You can do that, or you just step back like we've been doing. Knees or off the knees, either way. Maybe try to come down halfway, come into that hover position, and then rise to the tops of the feet into upward facing dog. Another progression option. Press back when you're ready, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, exhale, release, let it go. From here, let's go ahead and step or hop the feet all the way to the top of the mat, fold forward. Relax the head, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Good, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale, swan dive them down one more time. Maybe a few more times. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet. Step your right foot way back. Let's come into a low lunge position here, dropping that back knee to the mat, shifting your hips forward, getting into those hip flexors. I find that when it's cold, it takes a little bit more time to build the heat to be able to come into some of these deeper stretches. Bring your left hand to your hip, reach your right arm across the midline of your body. Deeper opening through that hip flexor. Now press your right hand into the mat. You can come onto your fingertips or press your whole hand on the mat. Lift the back knee off the floor. Let's come into a rotation, twisting lunge. All right, then from here, we're gonna do an interesting transition. We're gonna bring our left hand to the inside of the left foot. Place your back heel on the floor, aligning your back foot with your mat, so warrior two stance. And then we're just gonna pinwheel rise up into warrior two, gazing out over your front fingertips. Notice your breath here. Let's take one more breath. Notice the sight, sounds, smells. Turn your left palm up. Really practicing our mindfulness today. Reach back, reach across the midline of the body. Extended or reverse warrior. And then from here, we're just gonna pinwheel, bring those hands back to the mat. We'll step the right foot forward and step the left foot back. Drop your back knee to the floor, rise up, low lunge on the other side. Bending your hips forward, maintaining still the stability of the spine. Tucking your tailbone will help to really exaggerate and open up this hip flexor, which is the thing that we're trying to do here. Bring your right hand to your hip. Reach your left arm across the midline of the body. Keep pressing down into your right big toe mound. Take one more breath. And then release that left hand to the mat, lifting your back knee off the floor. Take your rotation twist. Pause, breathe. Same thing on this other side. We're going to bring the right hand to the inside. Take your left foot. Prepare for warrior two. When you're ready, rise all the way up. Warrior two pose. Gazing out over your front fingertips. Turning your right palm up, sliding your left hand down the back leg. Reach up, reach over. Reverse your warrior. And then from here, we'll pinwheel, bring those arms right back down to the mat. You're gonna step your back foot forward, step your right foot back again. Coming through that same sequence, just gonna add on a little bit. Rise up, low lunge. Left hand's gonna come to the hip, reach across the midline. Inhale, reach your right hand to the floor, lift that back leg. Rotate. Release your left hand, release your right foot, pinwheel, rise up, warrior two. Slide your back hand down the back leg, reverse your warrior. Now we're gonna bring our left forearm to the thigh for an extended side angle pose. Stay with it, just keep breathing through these transitions. Inhale, reach back. This time we're gonna extend front leg. We're gonna come out and down, making our way into triangle pose. So you may need to shorten your stance a little bit. And please don't worry about getting your hand to the ground. We wanna make sure that we're stacking our shoulders, wrists, and aligning the spine here. So wanna make sure we're not crumpling that pose. Unofficial yoga term. Another breath. And then from here, we're gonna release the right hand to the mat, your left hand or to your blocks, and then hop your back foot forward just a little bit. You can also just prop up here on the thigh or wherever you can reach. Extend your spine, fold over that front leg. Say hello to your hamstrings. All right, now we're gonna rotate this posture. So you're gonna bring your right hand to the mat, rotate and twist. Most likely you're gonna feel a very intense opening through your IT band, through the outer left hip region. You can also prop this up, bring it up a little higher, use blocks, use a book, whatever you need to stack your hands on. All right, then release that left hand. We're gonna step the back foot forward, step the other foot back, drop your back knee to the floor, rise up, low lunge. Bring your right hand to your hip, reach across your midline. Left hand's gonna come to the mat, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee off the mat, rotate, twist. Bringing your left hand to the inside of your left big toe, plant your back foot, rise up, warrior two. Turn your palm to face the ceiling, reach up, reach over, reverse your warrior. And then from here, we're gonna bring our forearm to the thigh. Your left arm's gonna reach up and over next to your ear. Stay, pause here. Make sure you're not crunching your shoulder toward your ear. Lift, strengthen that shoulder girdle, pressing your ear and your shoulder apart from each other. Take another breath. Go ahead and reach back, reverse your warrior. Extending your front leg this time. You want to hop forward just a little bit. We reach out and down, making our way into that triangle pose on the other side. It's a very traditional yoga flow sequence. Really feels good to move in this way and get the body warm. Go ahead and release your left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat. You're gonna hop your foot forward even more here into your pyramid pose, folding forward. Opening that hamstring, you can bring your hands to the thigh as well. Okay, buddy. Another breath. Now we're going to rotate. You're going to bring your left hand to the floor, to the block, to your shin, wherever you can reach, and twist and open it up. Transitioning all that sensation down the right thigh this time. Take another breath. And when you're ready, we'll release that right hand to the mat. Go ahead and step your left foot next to your right foot. Let's rise to stand all the way up. And exhale, release your hands down next to your sides. All right, let's follow a couple of balancing postures together today. We'll start with tree pose, which I know you all are very familiar with our tree pose. So take your tree pose at any position that feels stable, but you also still want to challenge yourself a little bit. So don't make it too easy, right? But if you need some support, if your balance is a little challenged today, make sure that you have something to hold on to. You can walk your foot up to the inseam of your thigh. I have to usually physically pick my foot up and bring it in there. All right, and then from here, we're gonna transition, bringing that right knee up toward the chest. Hold on underneath that thigh. You're just gonna interlace your hands underneath, and we're just gonna start to extend and bend that leg. So depending on your hamstring mobility, you may not be able to extend all the way, or you may want to be down a little lower like this. All right, now go ahead and extend, get to as extended as you can. And then when you're ready, release your hands, extend your arms up. A lot of strength in the quads here. Now we're gonna just transition into warrior three. Take a couple more breaths. Hold that warrior three, and then we're gonna place our foot back to the mat next to the other foot. Make sure we don't kick anything over. All right, let's come to the other side. Just any variation of tree pose that's not putting pressure into that knee. So above or below the knee joint. Pressing down into your corners of your foot, that right foot that's stabilizing, or whichever foot you have planted. I love balancing postures. They really kind of force you to be present. You can't be thinking about all the other things you have going on. You will lose your balance. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath. Starting to extend, bend, extend, and bend. Go ahead and extend that leg. Hold. When you're ready, release. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Swing it through. Transition. Warrior three. One more breath here. When you're ready, rise to stand. And then we're going to make our way into a straddle position. So bringing the feet out wide. Hands come to the hips. Hinging from your hips, let's just fold into a wide leg forward fold position. Letting your head hang heavy here. And then we're gonna take some side lunges. So just bending your left leg, keeping your right leg extended, transitioning. You're feeling hopefully a little intensity there in your inner thigh. Come on back to center and then bend that right leg. Extend your left leg. Okay, come back to center. Just move with breath here. Exhale, side lunge. Doesn't have to be deep to feel that opening in the hip here. Exhale. Come back to the other side. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, from here we'll walk the right hand just underneath the face. So just bring your right hand underneath, your back's nice and flat, extended. Rotate, twist, open up to the left. Just let your right hip dip down. And then release your left hand, open up to the other side. Releasing your right hand, bring the hands back to the hips, rise all the way up to standing. Stepping your left foot next to your right foot. Let's make our way to the mat. Inhale, exhale, halfway. One more cactus arm, one more chest opener. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down, folding forward. Go ahead and step to the plank position, and then we're gonna just lower down all the way to the mat, however you need to get there. Bringing your left forearm in line with the front of the mat, reach back, grab your right foot with your right hand, coming into a quad stretch. Bringing your knees toward each other, heels toward your glutes. Stretching those quads a little bit here. Feel free to close your eyes when we do these longer, slower, holding postures. Really try to feel those physical sensations. Setting your intention here just to be very mindful, very present. Release that foot. Go ahead and switch sides. Bring your right forearm to the thigh. Right forearm to the mat. Left heel to the glute. Grab that left foot. And again, engaging the glutes will help to protect the low back, and it will also help to extend those quads. You'll feel a deeper stretch in the quadriceps here. One more breath. Releasing that foot, walking your hands underneath the chest. Bring your knees to the outer edges of the mat. Let's make our way into a nice wide leg child's pose. Walking your hands underneath. You can double stack your fists here. Let your head release down. If your hips are pretty open, you might want to release your head all the way down to the mat. And just sink down. Releasing tension in the hips. Relax the shoulders. Notice where you're clenching. Relax the jaw, the brow, and every time you exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper. Ready? We're going to walk on up to a seated position. We'll swing our legs around. Coming to take a seat. Inhale. Let's take a deep breath in, exhaling into a seated forward fold. Sway here a little bit side to side. You can release the low back. And just walking the hands back toward the hips. Scooch forward enough so that when we lay down, we'll be all the way on the mat, releasing yourself down to the mat through a variation of boat pose, just controlling your descent all the way until your head relaxes to the mat. Walking your feet in here so that your feet are underneath, the heels are underneath the knees. Press down into the feet. Lift those hips into a bridge pose. Pull your knees toward each other. They don't need to be touching, but aligned with the hips. This is my favorite part of class. This is the part where we imagine all the stress and the things that are giving us worry at this time of year in the hips. And we're just going to set it all down. Take a deep breath in. Everything, all that stress bundled up at the hips, we're just going to set those hips to the mat and let the stress dissipate into the floor. Let it all go. Walking your feet to the edges of the mat. Go ahead and just windshield wiper your knees from the left side all the way across to the right side. Just keep moving side to side here. And then from here, let's hug our knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Appreciation for all that your body has done today. It's amazing to think about all the things that we can do, from balance, strength, mobility work. Somebody said the other day, you only get one. You got to take care of it. Go ahead and release. Extend your legs all the way out. Bring yourself into Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. Let your palms roll up to face the ceiling. Your eyes close if you're comfortable closing them. Just settle here for a couple minutes, taking this opportunity to feel the benefits of this practice. Feeling the benefits of taking 25 to 30 minutes of your day just to breathe and move in a way that is mindful. Pay attention to physical sensations, sounds, the points of contact. The flow of your breath. The flow of your thoughts. In your time, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. We'll start to bring ourselves back into a seated position. You can walk your feet in and just turn to one side in a side lying position. Just let your head rest on your bicep for a moment. Just pause here. No rush. And then we'll release our hand to the floor, press into that hand and rise all the way up to take a seat. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga class on a cold day, at least a cold day for Austin, Texas. It's in the 40s, so it's fireplace weather for me. I hope you enjoyed the session today, and hopefully I'll see you back. We will be continuing practice all the way through. The only day I think I don't have class this month is the week of Christmas. So we'll practice till the end of the year, and then we will get ready for Get Fit Texas. So thanks again for showing up. I'll stick around here for a few minutes if there's any questions, and hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, Lisa.